Hi everyone! So it's almost New Year's. When I'm filming this, we just have a few more days left. I'm filming it on Wednesday, just the Wednesday right before New Year's. And everyone's going to be making their New Year's resolutions, and a lot of people are making their New Year's resolutions to clean and to organize. So I want to talk about minimalism, which I think is a really awesome topic. I love minimalism. My husband and I, we would be defined as minimalists, but I wouldn't say compared to other people that we live a minimalist. Well, I guess depends who, but I wouldn't say to just an average person, oh, we're minimalists, because then they think, oh, okay, so they sleep on the floor, they only have a backpack's worth of stuff, they have a minimum of like 10 things, and we don't. We have stuff, okay? Like right now, look, this is my bed. You see, it's a king-size bed. That's not minimum, that's not, that's kind of luxury, okay? King stuff is expensive. Sheets, the mat, that stuff is not like a minimal, right? I guess if we were looking at real minimalism, we would be, we'd sleep on the floor. Do you even have a mat, like when you're minimalist, sleeping on the, I don't even know, but, anyway, so one reason why I love minimalism, and I really hope that you strive to, when you're cleaning out and organizing all your stuff, you strive to be more like minimalist, or, what I would consider to be more minimalist, because it's a much happier way of being. You have less stuff to clean and to organize, and it's just so much better. So when you get all that new stuff in from the holidays, look at your old stuff and decide, do I really need this? When you get all that new stuff in from the holidays, look at your new stuff and think, do I really need this? I get gifts from people that I know I'm not going to use because some of it is just stuff that, I know that maybe it might affect my skin the wrong way because of what's in there, or I know that I just wouldn't use them because I have other things that I know that I like better. So I'm trying to think of like a specific, I don't want to say any like real specific stuff because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings of things that they got me, which I'm so grateful when people get things for me, because it's such a blessing that they're thinking of us, and, that they've spent their hard-earned money. But at the end of the day, if you're not going to use it, it's just going to sit there. And for example, if it's something that goes on your skin, like maybe shampoo or lotion or lip gloss or something, and it's going to agitate your skin, so then it's just going to sit there, and then eventually you'll have to throw it out because it's going to go bad, then why even keep it? Why not just give it to someone else who might enjoy it, And that's the whole reason why the person that bought it for you in the first place was to have joy, They're giving it to you because they think that that you might enjoy it, so they want you to be happy, and it would make you happy to give to somebody else. So, and I'm not talking about regifting here. I'm talking about you have something and maybe you give it to somebody else, not as a present, as, hey, I have this, would you like it? You know what I mean? Because I understand that people do regifting, but I feel like I don't feel right about doing that. If I have something that someone else gave me, I'll usually take a picture of it and ask someone, hey, would you like this? Or if I already knew that they'll like it, I'll just bring it to them next time. Hey, somebody bought this for me, and I think you'd really like it. Would you like to have it? Instead of regifting the item. I don't know. It's just my personal preference. But anyway, so minimalism. Let's see. So when you're cleaning and organizing your stuff, purge your stuff. Even if you are a minimalist, there is always things you can get rid of, people. Like my husband and I, we are pretty notorious about keeping boxes. So we might buy something and then we'll keep the box. And maybe you don't necessarily need to keep the box, but we do. We keep the box. I don't know why. And I'm not just talking about frivolous stuff that we're buying. Maybe it's necessities type things that we keep the box because we think, oh, we might need the box later, or oh, it has a warranty, so we need to keep the box, instead of like just sitting there and reading to make sure that you don't need the UPC, or just stuff like that. So my husband and I, that's one thing we always have to work on, is putting in our calendar For example, I just bought these crystal wash balls, which I'm really excited about. They're in the wash right now. And I'm like super excited to see how they work and everything because I know they're going to work amazing. But they have I think it's a 60-day money-back guarantee, so I just need to put in my phone 60 days and make sure that there's something I want to keep. And then at the end of 60 days, I need to find that box if I hadn't already gotten rid of it and get rid of it. You know, recycle it or whatever. Sorry, I'm like, that my allergies have been agitating me like crazy lately. Not really sure why. Probably pregnancy stuff. Anyway, minimalism. So I was actually talking to a friend of mine this morning. This is one reason why I want to bring up minimalism, because a lot of people are getting stuff into their home and they're getting really frustrated because they're getting all this stuff and their house is getting crowded and they want to organize, but they don't know what's going on. You know, it's just like one of those things, right? So I was telling her that one thing we try to do is just have like the bare minimums, just have the bare necessities. And she was telling me all about how she has some things that they don't need that they just haven't gotten rid of, you know? But she knows that they need to get rid of them, but she just hasn't. And so that's part of minimalism is, for example, we had 3 different blenders, okay? We had the NutriBullet, we had a larger blender, and then we had one that like just chopped ice, basically. But we don't need all of that. The NutriBullet can chop ice. The NutriBullet, you can make larger portions. It just, you know, takes a little longer. So we didn't need the other blender because we just had it for larger portion stuff. We never used it because it was a cheap one and the NutriBullet worked much better. And so we, let's see, I think my husband bought that blender like 4 or 5 years ago, the like cheap one, and used it maybe 3 or 4 times. So we weren't using it. We just needed to get rid of it, you know? And that was one item that was a bigger item, and we just got rid of it. So it's the same concept of, you know, am I using this? Do I have another item that's functioning better for me? Like I know I talked about this in another video, but we got rid of our popcorn maker because we weren't using it. Every time I made popcorn, I made it in a pan, and we have I have like several pans that I use. So we didn't need a popcorn maker anymore, you know? So just like rethinking things. And if you can give it away to somebody else that could use it, great. If you can sell it, great. If you have to recycle it because it's broken, then do that. I always try to look on FreeCycle or Free Craigslist and try to post stuff up there for free if it's in good quality, good condition. And if nobody wants it, after a few days or a week, I don't spend like a ton of effort posting on there just because sometimes it's like too much effort. You know what I mean? Like people cancel on you. They want to do all these extra things. They have all these extra questions when they can just look at the photo. You know, it's like, I'm giving this away for free. I could just go down to Salvation Army or Goodwill or wherever and just give it to them. So if it becomes like too much work, then that's what I do. I just take the post down and then I just drop it over to Salvation Army and Goodwill. And I love Salvation Army and Goodwill because they supply jobs to people. I know Goodwill specifically supplies jobs to mentally handicapped people and physically handicapped people. I don't know really that much about Salvation Army, but I know they do really good things. They donate money to schools, I believe. So they do a lot of great things with the stuff that is donated. So I love giving to them too. I just try to post things on FreeCycle and Free Craigslist first. Or I ask friends, coworkers, hey, do you need this? Are you looking for this? Because it's free. You know, like I just give a ton of my husband wasn't using his fishing stuff anymore. His fishing pole broke, and to be honest, to get a really good fishing pole, it's going to cost $100 or more, and we just have to use our money in other places, and he hasn't bought a new fishing pole. What has it been, like 3 or 4 years? We were just using other people's, and so now, you know, he kind of feels like he doesn't really have the time to go fishing, or when we do go fishing, other people have fishing stuff, and so I just asked one of my coworkers, and she said that her boys could use the fishing stuff, so I just gave it to them, and I know they're going to use it, the fishing stuff, It's really great quality fishing stuff, and there's a lot of like little hooks and reels and things like that, where if I were to give that to like Salvation Army or Goodwill, I don't know if they would keep those because they're sharp. Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't, I don't know. But I just felt like, oh, if I could find somebody I knew that would like to take it for free, then to me that's like so much better, because I appreciate when people give me stuff too. Like a lot of people gave us baby clothes, you know. I don't think we've had to buy, I had to buy, maybe I shouldn't be saying this on YouTube, but I had to buy one pair of socks for baby clothes. And that's been it for all of this upcoming baby. That's all we've had to buy for baby clothes. So it's been a real blessing because people have given us hand-me-down clothes. And I'm good with that because your baby goes through clothes so quickly, you know? And I just feel like that's such a blessing that people have done that for us. And I like to just give back to other people. So I'm getting on a tangent here about the whole minimalism thing. But anyway, so if you're feeling bad about getting rid of things or, you know, whatever, there are ways to give different things without feeling bad. There's another situation that happened. So we had multiple plate sets. We had like 3 plate sets, okay? You don't need that many. You need 1, okay? And our plate sets were almost complete sets. The 2 of them weren't complete because they had like broken, damaged stuff. One of them was glass, and so a few things have gotten damaged, but they were still really good quality. And so I have a coworker of mine who I knew, she knew a lot of people at church that are just getting started. She has a few relatives that are just getting started into their own place again. And so I asked her, hey, do you need some extra plates, some extra dishes? She ended up, and I didn't even know this, she ended up using, she ended up needing a plate set herself because hers had gotten damaged in a move or something. And so she was actually looking for some. So that was a real blessing. She was able to take one of the plate sets. And the other one, they decided to keep them at my job. My favorite one, the glass ones that were so pretty, by the way. Because we had like these plastic ones and the plastic ones were getting gross and they really needed to be thrown out. So they just decided to keep them at work. So I was so glad because I really liked the glass set. They're really nice. They're originally from Bed Bath & Beyond. Like per plate, they were over $2 a piece, like $3 and something a piece for just the smaller plates. So they were a really nice set, and I was kind of sad to get rid of them, but I knew they had to go because of a different plate set that we had was much better, and my husband and I liked them much better, and we barely even used the glass ones because we're always afraid we're going to break them, and we barely ever used the other set too because they had a few scrapes and scrapes on them. But my coworker didn't care about those because she is thinking about moving anyway, and so she's just going to use them temporarily, and then she's going to give them to somebody who is about to, I think the person that's going to take them is going to take them like in March, I think, because they're going to move out into their own place. So, you know, there's a lot of back history about these plates here, but so just goes to show you just ask people, and, you know, some people may get insulted, oh, I don't want hand-me-down stuff, that's so disgusting, or whatever, but there's a lot of people out there that don't mind taking it, you know, like my work, for example, taking the plates. They were so glad that I had these extra plates because all of them hated using the ones that we already had at work. So anyway, you just never know how things are going to work out. We had gotten a new vacuum not that long ago because we really needed one. The suction wasn't working as well in the one that we had. We have carpet and this huge rug, and you could also smell, there's like, you couldn't see the leak, but you can almost kind of smell it. Like that it just, there's just a little bit of dust in the air. My husband and I have really, really bad allergies, and it was better for us to get a new vacuum instead of keeping that one. Especially when you have small kids, you just want to make sure everything's like really nice and clean, you know. And when you have allergies, it just feels like a nightmare when things are not getting clean. So anyway, we actually had 2 vacuums. One was like a heavy duty one, and the other one was just like it was a Bissell. I got it for like $20 like 3 years ago. and it still worked just fine, but the newer vacuum was very lightweight. It was only 10 pounds ish, and worked a lot better than the Bissell. So we got rid of both the vacuums. We were able to give them away to somebody, and the bigger one was actually given to me. So that was super nice. We were able to use that one for a little while, and then then I was able to give it to somebody else, and it works. They work just fine. They just didn't work to the point where we needed them to work anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like with our allergies and stuff like that. So for someone else, it may not even bother them that it had that like little, I keep calling it a leak, but it's like barely anything, right? Like the seal's not sealed enough. But for somebody else, they wouldn't even care as long as things just got vacuumed up to like a decent point. Or maybe they don't have carpet, and so they that doesn't bother them, So giving away your stuff is nice. And then now we only have one vacuum. It serves multiple functions. We don't need the 2 vacuums. We had the 2 because one of them was better for not carpet, and the other one was better for carpet. And so that's why we had kept the 2. And one of them had this little like extension piece on it, and the other one didn't. So we had just kept the 2. So now we just have 1. So that's really nice. So that's another thing, especially during the holidays here, and a lot of places are still having some really, really great deals. If you see something if you have like multiple products and you're not using all the products all the time, and they're taking up space, and space is money, and you see something that you think, oh, that might be nice, and it's going to replace like 5 of your products, maybe think about getting that one item and replacing 5 of your other products. Especially if maybe one of the products doesn't work very well, or you needed to get rid of it anyway because it's broken, or maybe it's just really old and so it doesn't, you're worried about the cord, or I'm trying to think of like different situations. So in our case, there's this one product that I really want to get. I forget what it's called, but it basically serves like 7 different items. So it's like a crock pot, it's a rice cooker, it's a canner, it does like all these different things. And I really, really want it because our crock pot got, even though we clean it, it was used, and it got, what is it called? It almost looked like it oxidized or something. I don't know. It like almost looked like rust in there. So I used a bag with the crock pot, so I didn't, I just cleaned it out. I didn't like ever need to scrub it or anything. And my husband noticed there was like this big scratch in there. And he said, look, we can't keep this. This isn't like safe. He didn't feel like it was safe to eat out of. Maybe it would have been. I don't know. But then my rice cooker has been kind of acting up lately too. Like sometimes it just keeps going. It just keeps running and it doesn't shut off. So you have to watch it. But I've had it for over 10 years. So it's gotten its money's worth. So this one item, I don't have a canner, which I think would be awesome to have a canner. So this one new item could replace several items that I have and give me a new item. So it's just something, to think about if you can afford to get the things that are more consolidated to be more minimalist. To have less stuff to organize, which is like so nice. So, anyway, wrapping it up, because this video is going on 20 minutes here. Think about when you're reorganizing, do I really need this? Does this bring me joy? As Marie would say, does this item bring me joy? Should I be keeping this? Is there other things that I could use in place of this? Do I know somebody that could use this and they would be more happy with it than I would be? Like my plates, for example, they were just getting in the way and they were heavy and scary because they were glass. So think about those things. Anyway, have a great day. Thanks, YouTube.